In the heat of Athletes Unlimited, a captain's work is never done, but a cool drink refreshes. Taylor Marino, ice cold behind the mask. Her save totals send enemy attackers away in shivers. Goalies don't scare Alex Ostholman. On the receiving end of can't-miss finishes, she aims to please. Bring your dancing shoes for fun with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. This is Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN this afternoon. Open for business at USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. The captains have the honors when Team Sam Apuzzo launches into a dust-up with Team Kaylee Waters. A very pleasant welcome to you. I am Joe Beninati, and we are just about to put a bow on the opening weekend of this Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season, and the reviews have been especially strong. These athletes just have an uncanny knack for developing chemistry quickly, but after today, that won't matter because the lineups are going to change. Have a look at how we break things down in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. 56 players in the league, 4 teams of 14, changing each Monday in a captain's draft. The athletes earn their points in a fast-paced individual and team way. We look to crown one player champion at the end of 24 total games. I will be joined at the hip throughout the next month with Courtney Martinez-Connor, a 5-time national champion at Maryland. Court, we have an unbeaten team and a winless team. As these players are looking at this game, how are they trying to position it with respect to their draft position tomorrow?
Well, if you're looking at Team Waters, they just want to step out onto the field and have a little bit of pride. They are a tremendous team. They have a lot of great players, but they obviously want to walk away with a win, not just to put themselves in the best light in terms of the draft individually, but the better that the team does, the higher up they'll move in leader points as well.
Throughout the first 2 games of this season, no team has performed better on offense than Sam Apuzzo's squad, and it's been Amanda Johansen who's taking advantage of every opportunity that comes her way.
Amanda Johansen, she is a tremendous, hard-working player on the field, and she is a threat all over. Whether she's dodging from the top in tight around the crease, dunking the ball over her defensive players, she does a great job of putting her height at a huge advantage for her. As we see right here, getting the ball off the draw. She really pushes transition. Nice little give and go with her teammates there, getting everyone involved.
And then when we flip the equation to look at Team Waters in search of its first win of the season, we land on Scotty Rose Growney as an important factor.
Scotty Rose Growney, obviously a recent graduate from UNC. She is an under-the-radar type of player, but she plays big. Do not underestimate her. We see her with a great 2-point goal right there. She is somebody that if you give her space, she is going to take it. Nice little 16 points individually for her, 2-point goal for her team.
When you put these two together, you have a whale of a matchup, don't you? Look at Amanda Johansen sitting on top of the overall leaderboard through 2 days of play. This is Sunday, July 24th, Game 6 of 24. And Scotty Rose Growney is getting acclimated with her 2 goals and 3 assists, and that number expected to climb as the day progresses. These are 2 teams hungry to get after it after watching Team Reed upend Team Glynn in overtime, the first game of the doubleheader. Taylor Marino is the netminder for Team Apuzzo. She's making her way to the goal circle. We have her mic'd today and an ability to chat with her throughout this contest. Taylor, you've had a front row seat for it. What's been the best thing about being part of Team Apuzzo this weekend?
Honestly, I just think it's the team camaraderie we have. We haven't had to spend much time doing team bonding because we all just have great on-field chemistry. These guys are some great lacrosse players. The IQ is through the roof, and it's just been a pleasure being a part of it.
Taylor, thanks for the thoughts. We wish you well today. Keep it up.
Thank you so much.
Taylor Marino for Team Apuzzo. They have been crushing the competition for sure with a 2-0 mark. They've won 7 of the 8 quarters, Courtney, and that is huge with respect to leaderboard points. You get 20 points per quarter for everybody on your roster when you win that individual frame. It's a very prideful group in gold, though, for Team Waters as Marie McCool looks for the ground ball draw possession scoop. It comes up for Team Apuzzo as we settle in for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. Lizzie Colson, off of the gold medal winning Team USA entry in the recent World Championships. Team USA has won the last 4 times, and 9 of 11 times that tournament's been contested since way back in 1982. Setting it up 6-on-6 at this end of the field. 10-on-10 in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. There is a 60-second shot clock. You see the 8-meter key. If you score from beyond there, 2 points for your team, 16 points for yourself. Nicole Levy, 28 in orange. She is fond of shooting from that range. Team Apuzzo, who's been a great feeder in the first couple of games for her side. The ball spins quickly. Gilbert, the impressive rookie with a great speed. Kept to the outside by Grace Griffin. Shot clock's at 4. This is turned and just bounced wide by Apuzzo. On the end line, that's going to be possession for Waters, and that is a new scoring wrinkle. You get points for chasing the ball down like that, plus 12 in fact.
And that was 3 players on Waters' team in gold chasing that ball down, making sure that their entire team getting those 2 points. Now, again, we mentioned it's all about pride at this point, but you look at players on the field. The ball's with Kenzie Kent. She was an alternate for the USA team. Marie McCool. There's a lot of players who know what it takes to win, but it's just a matter of how quickly you learn to play with one another with these rosters changing from week to week.
McCool, who was blanked yesterday, that's a rarity for her. 4 in the gold. Marie McCool with 20 seconds to shoot. Initial possession for Team Waters. Marie McCool hawked there by another former Tar Heel and Emma Trenchard. Trenchard won a national championship not far from here a couple months ago. Ball down, Griffin has it. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Turnover. Back comes Team Apuzzo with Lizzie Colson marching into the offensive end.
Lizzie Colson, her career at College Park as a terrapin, she had so many draw controls as well as caused turnovers, just like in that last one. However, here, she earns points for that. 12 points for a caused turnover, and that's big if you look at her individual leader points.
Team Apuzzo 2-0. Gilbert works on the face dodge into traffic. She was fouled inside the key. Team Apuzzo with wins over Team Glenn on opening night 14-10, and yesterday over Team Reed 12-5. The officials today: Lynn Bowers, Julie Wakes, Ronnie Anton, Erica Leslie, and Patty Clutcha Porter. If any challenges are offered today, this is a free position for Gilbert. They will be adjudicated, if you will, by Lynn Bowers. Gilbert going to goal. Free position. She scores.
Team Apuzzo continuing on where they left off. And so is Lauren Gilbert right there. Off of this 8-meter free position, every single one is taken from that center spot here in Athletes Unlimited. She is the fastest player, and I'm going to say it right now, on the field. And so her takeoff is all the more important, where she is able to use that speed to her advantage. You notice that she didn't hedge one direction or the other. She just used her flat-out athleticism and that quickness to get that first goal on the board.
Round of applause from her mates on the sideline. Gilbert, in her rookie season, already with a half a dozen goals. You mentioned that speed, Courtney. We see it from 8-meter key to 8-meter key, but she also accelerates so fast. She was off the line on that free position shot like she was shot out of a cannon. Dempsey Arsenal, 11 in the orange, looking for Haley Warden. Last year we nicknamed her the Lava Lady, right? She was the player who studied fossils and volcanic rock in Scotland. Such an efficient player. Her totals are always going to be up there. She can fill up a stat sheet. Levy's pass for Apuzzo. Inside, great save Waters on Arsenal. Kaylee Waters gets 6 saves, 6 points for that stop. Every goalie getting the 6 points for each rejection. 1-0 advantage for Team Apuzzo. Gilbert on the board first. Wide open. Oh, Apuzzo missed a layup inside. That won't happen again forever.
That's her second shot quickly to the inside. Each possession. She's known for her work in and around the crease.
Follow-up chance from the severe angle with Waters flailing around. That one winds up on the outside of the cage. And Kaylee Waters' side, a mark of 0-2. They lost their opener on Thursday night by 4 to Team Reed. They were caught from behind yesterday by Team Glenn, falling 8-7 in regulation. Earlier today, Team Glenn losing in overtime. Britt Reed's bunch, a game-winning goal from Allie Kennedy in the third ever overtime game in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, providing the winning margin for Britt Reed. Scotty Rose Growney chased down on the outside, working into the alley. Gilbert drives her, rather, Warden drives her away. Kenzie Kent, who led Athletes Unlimited in assists last year, spotting Griffin. Then Fortunato inside. That's knocked down by Marino. Marino had 10 saves yesterday and moved her way to second overall on the leaderboard when play began today. Taylor Marino, 200 points for a goalie in one game yesterday. That's an awful lot.
That's right. When we look at the defenses, we do talk so much offensively. Game of lacrosse is very offensive-minded, but the defense, goalkeepers, they have been absolutely stellar playing against such high-powered players, creating stops, making saves.
Johansen fires, that's deflected in! A strange bounce and change of direction. Johansen is on the board. It's a 2-0 advantage for Team Apuzzo. A clean sweep yesterday in their big win over Team Reed. Lauren Gilbert striking on the free position with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. I would love to borrow one of those cold towels from my partner here, Courtney Martinez-Connor, in the broadcast booth. Team Apuzzo out to a 2-0 advantage. Goals from Gilbert and Johansen so far today. Folks, if you're curious on how these teams get drafted, we have a draft coming up tomorrow. This is the last time these teams as assembled this week will be playing together. So you tune in every Monday, 7 Eastern, live Athletes Unlimited Weekly Draft. You see it for yourself. Find out who gets drafted first, where your favorite players are going to wind up, what color jerseys they'll be wearing. For more info on the Athletes Unlimited Draft, which you can see on YouTube tomorrow at 7, go to auprosports.com. 2-0 for Team Apuzzo early on. Now, if we were to take issue with today, just today as of now, in the top 4 on the leaderboard, these would be the players who would be captains for tomorrow's draft. They all just happen to be, 3 of the 4 just happen to be wearing orange. Britt Reed sneaking into the top 4 as we speak. But it's not finalized until this game is concluded between Team Waters and Team Apuzzo. There are lots of different ways to accumulate points, collectively as a team, but also individually. Courtney, take us through the individual point totals and how they are accrued.
Every single thing matters on the field. This draw control, for example, is worth 2 points. An assist, a goal, 4 and 12 points respectively. Again, every action you have on the field matters. Obviously, 2-point goals, some of the largest points that you can receive. Every goalie saves 6, but the person taking the shot that was saved, -1. And right here, a caused turnover, 12 points. Whoever picked up the ground ball, 2. And then the turnovers, the mistakes are costly as well. And that includes shot clock violations.
Talking about turnovers being costly, we love the way Lizzie Colson plays the game, but Lizzie had 4 turnovers in one game against Team Glenn. That's -32. That's pretty crippling to your leaderboard efforts.
That's right. You want to be as consistent as possible on the field. Obviously, your team wants to win as much as possible each quarter as well. Every quarter is worth 20 points. So the more your team wins and they do it consistently, the better opportunities you have to move up that leaderboard.
Seeing some changes of color on that Geico leaderboard. Top 2 spots in orange for Johansen and Marino, but Britt Reed sneaking in there third. Katie Glynn, the captain of her side. 325 points for Katie this weekend. Job well done. Reminder, the top 4 when we are through with the MVP voting today. So the entire game in regulation in the MVP voting, as Kenzie Kent goes to the goal, snaps it off of Marino. We'll have a top 4. Those players will be captain. They'll be involved in the drafting tomorrow night, 7 Eastern on YouTube. Athletes Unlimited softball season number 3 getting underway this year. And in fact, the AU softball draft is tomorrow at 5 Eastern. You can see that also on YouTube. Alex Ost-Holman, married to Marcus Holman, PLL All-Star Game MVP. Her hubby, who knows what it takes to be a top-flight professional athlete, Marcus Holman. I'm sure checking the score sheet daily to see how Alex is doing. Marino makes the denial there on a 2-point shot from Kelly McPartland. And Marino is off and running. She was fabulous yesterday. Emma Trenchard powering her way to midfield. The Defender of the Year in the NCAA play this season with North Carolina. Great, both tactically and technically.
That's right. She often had the most difficult opponent offensively, not just collegiately for UNC this past year, but as well as for Team USA. She was one of the starting defenders.
Melissa Perella there, keep it on the outside of the perimeter. Geyers back, the rookie. Long drive, score! Levy cashing in again.
You know, one of the biggest things that you recognize when looking at Team Apuzzo, they move the ball well, but they also move their feet. As the ball is maneuvering around, you see directions coming. It goes from Levy to Geyers back to Levy again, and that's ultimately where it ends up, and that's the space that was created. She didn't stay in her spot. She moved to a different area on the field, again, giving herself any good position to score. And what better spot than at the top of the 8-meter key?
See, the foot is planted there. This is a one-point goal. It should be after review. Nicole Levy, just about as consistent as you can get, Courtney. She now has goals in 15 straight games, going back to last season, the inaugural campaign for Athletes Unlimited. 3 unanswered for Team Apuzzo. Gilbert, Johansen, Levy, back to back to back, and they're rolling already 7 minutes into this contest. Inside the draw circle, McCool launching this one in the air. It comes up for McCool, to feed for Ostholman. She drives in and scores. It happens that fast after draw possession.
After the initial draw battle, that's what gave Alex Ostholman a chance and an opportunity to break away from her defensive player. As we look at this battle right here, until the ball is safely in someone's stick, everybody was kind of in tight. But Alex Ostholman, she was off to the races. She took off downfield, almost cherry picking. That way she was in a great position to catch, receive, finish with a 1v none. No defensive players in sight. Obviously Trenchard right there in orange trying to track her down, but Alex Ostholman putting Team Waters with their first point of the day. Alex
Ostholman told us at Media Day, you know, I'm 31, but I sort of feel like I'm 23 again whenever Athletes Unlimited rolls around. It feels like forever, and then it feels like no time has passed since they were all working for Athletes Unlimited at Maureen Hendricks Field last summer. Ostholman hiding back behind the cage, her team trailing by 2 points. Team Waters in gold, Team Apuzzo in orange. Off the move from McCool. Bring it to Kenzie Kent and share it right back. Right there defensively, Lizzie Colston against McCool. Splits 2 defenders, but sent it high on Marino. Backed up closest to the ball on a shot where and when it leaves the field. Gets possession for Alex Ostholman. Inside, quick stick, Griffin just missing the target. The rookie let that one fly in a heartbeat.
You know, they're generating opportunities. It's just finishing them at this point.
Ball down, shot clock is at 12 when McCool comes up looking for it. Marie McCool, isolation dodge from the top against Johansen. Rangy midfielder, covers a lot of ground. There's Johansen with a trail check to knock the stick away. 2 seconds, then 1. Shot clock violation against Team Waters. Back comes Team Apuzzo with 1:45 to go in the quarter. If you win the quarter, all 14 players on your roster get 20 points. That's something that Team Apuzzo did yesterday in all 4 frames of its big win over Team Reed.
Rightly so, slowing things down. Team Apuzzo, they haven't touched the ball in a while.
Arsenal moving it quickly. Geyers back, skips it through. Levy fires, and that's fought off by Waters. A neat save there from her knees. Courtney, I hope we can get a look at that last shot from Levy. I almost think that she was putting spin on that. She made a rotation with her wrist that was trying, in my eyes, to try and make that ball spin off the bounce. Well played, though, by Waters with under a minute now to go.
Nicole has always been super crafty with her stick, with her shot.
There's a wicked release. A sidewinder goal from Fortunato. Courtney had 25 goals last year, Court. 12 of them came on Sundays. She shows up big time at the end of the week.
I wonder if she's looking at our media day notes on that one, keeping that alive. Courtney Fortunato, number 15 for Team Waters. As we see right here, she had her defensive player's hips turned. Courtney versus Courtney. Her defensive player also named Courtney. Once you know that you have your defender beaten, whether it's a hip turning, whether it's their head is to the side, and you're taking them for a lane, your first and your next step should always be towards the goal.
Courtney Fortunato, Courtney Taylor, Courtney Martinez-Connor, Courtney Beninati. I don't know if mom and dad would have gone down that road, but I don't want to be left out. 3-2, Team Apuzzo in orange. Ball down, draw possession, 2 points. Awarded here. Arsenault comes up with it. Flexed it over to Lizzie Colson. And there's a whistle. 20 points are on the line for whichever team wins the quarter. If the points are tied at the end of 10 minutes, that 20 would carry over. The second frame would be worth 40. Seen that once today. Dempsey Arsenault teaming up with Nicole Levy. She checks the scoreboard, sees that the shot clock is turned off. So Team Apuzzo can have the last possession. If they hold the ball, they know they've won the quarter. Geyer's back. Matched up on the outside by Sarah Cooper. Cooper, who was coached by Kenzie Kent at Syracuse. Gilbert looking inside. That backhand shovel from Levy misses the target. As we come to the end of the opening 10 minutes today with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. Levy, Johansen, Gilbert all on the board for their captain Apuzzo. It's a 3-2 lead after one. 20 points for everybody on the roster for Team Apuzzo. Breaking the huddle in the heat. Temperatures approaching 100 degrees here in Sparks, Maryland. We'll get you back to USA Lacrosse HQ in a moment. 3-2 Apuzzo after one. Fans are having a great time in the stands here at USA Lacrosse headquarters. We're done with 10 minutes of play. The opening frame belongs to Team Apuzzo. They continue their roll through this week. This team is 2-0 and now winning another quarter's worth of 20 points for everybody on their side. Folks, listen up. It's time to earn points for watching. If you're an Unlimited Club member, enter the code on the screen into your Athletes Unlimited app. You'll earn points and move up the leaderboard. To get the app, download it today for free at your app store and get access to great Athletes Unlimited content and experiences all season long. Athletes Unlimited Futures looking on as we are watching these two talented teams battle. Time to go into the game now with the Kelly McPartland.
I wish they would let me play with this. I don't know, I haven't had some beginning of warm-up and it still feels pretty nice, yeah. She's better high or low? What's her weakness, yeah? I would say she's good everywhere.
She's kind of good everywhere, but like honestly, like if it's a good shot, you'll be like.
Just maybe don't shoot it right at her body, like I just did.
Honestly, low, she sometimes makes like absurd staves, and you're just like, how? But like honestly, offside hip is money every time. Okay. She literally never makes it.
Okay.
Kelly McPartland there getting the scouting report from Scotty Rose Growney. Scotty Rose Growney was Taylor Marino's teammate at North Carolina. If there's anybody who would know potentially where a soft spot might be on the goalie, go to Scotty Rose.
That's exactly who you want to go to get the scout from. She saw her each and every day. Now what's interesting, tomorrow when the draft happens, all of these teams, the players are going to be switching around, and then you're going to have to give a new scout dependent upon who you're with.
Top four players on the overall leaderboard. Once the MVP voting is done for today, this game is concluded. We'll have our four captains in line for tomorrow's draft that you can see on YouTube, 7 o'clock Eastern time. These teams are constantly changing. This season is 4 weekends. Last year was 5 weekends, 30 total games. This 4 times around. As we watch Team Apuzzo work at the offensive end, we have Taylor Marino mic'd up in goal for Team Apuzzo. Taylor, this was great. I'm not sure if you heard it, but Scotty Rose Grounding was helping Kelly McPartland with a scouting report on you. Does she know the ins and outs of how to beat you or not?
I would definitely say Scotty's got her her little rule book on where to shoot on me. That's definitely for sure when she's, been my teammate for 5 years. But at the end of the day, it's all about just seeing the ball, playing your game, and at the end of the day, what your weaknesses are, you have an opportunity to get better at, especially in this league. So, gotta love Scotty for exposing me a little bit.
Heck of a stop there by Waters at the other end, and Kaylee was helping to look after you this season in Chapel Hill. I'm not sure how much you heard, but the old goalie in me, Taylor, says, watch out offside hip.
Yeah.
That's where she's headed.
It was great having Kaylee on staff this year. She really was just such a leader for us on that coaching staff. She really kind of was very personal with us, and I think it was a really nice break to have that, especially have her in goalie role with us. So couldn't have been happier to have her on the squad. She was definitely a testament to how successful we were, especially playing that scout defense. I think she could probably come back out here as a defender if she really wanted to give up goalkeeping.
Nice work, Taylor. We appreciate it. Amanda Johansen from deep. That's a 2-point goal that singes the corner on Waters.
That was a solid 1 yard plus away from that 8-meter fan. As soon as she received that ball, her stick was already back and ready. She knew she wanted to release that one. Amanda Johansen heads up play as she was able to put another goal on the board, but a 2-point one at that.
She went for 226 leaderboard points yesterday. She came in on top of the leaderboard, and those 16 there for the 2-point tally won't hurt. Kenzie Kent gets 2 for the draw control. Team Waters in goal, trailing by 3. 90 seconds now into the second quarter. Just now at the top of the hour, Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor with you from USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland, just about 20 miles north of Baltimore. Temperatures soaring close to 100 degrees, more than that, you'd have to say triple digits for sure on the field. Kenzie Kent going to goal. Hesitates, Johansen right there to mark her. McCool off the sweep, and Johansen will take her to the alley. Alex Ostholm. Nice look inside, better defense from Colson. Shot clock is at 14. McCool, split dodge, fire, save there by Marino. Taylor Marino straightening up just in the nick of time right there. Outletting it quickly, on the move, it's Arsenal. Further still, Gilbert. Here comes the speed, fast break Levy, bounce pass to Apuzzo. She circles the cage, still in action there on the break, it's just bounced wide. That would have been a brilliant play.
When you look at the creativity of Team Apuzzo right there, the bounce shots to one another, that was Levy to Apuzzo. Incredibly exciting, but thank goodness for Waters that they were able to get away with that one without a goal being scored.
2 minutes and 36 seconds into quarter 2. It's 5-2 for Team Apuzzo. In orange, pleased.
We were at the Met game with my family, and we were sitting there and we're just watching the game, and all of a sudden my dad turns his head and he goes are those the guys from The Sandlot? No one was around then, they were all by themselves, so we walked over and we took a picture. The Sandlot's one of the most well-known movies, so it was really cool. And they were really awesome, they were really nice, down-to-earth people.
Alrighty, Alyssa, pro athlete, rubbing elbows with all the top players. You never know who you're going to meet at the ballpark. Alyssa Perella says that she's a homebody. And she and her family meeting the folks from The Sandlot.
I love the fact that she even knows about that movie. Sandlot, super iconic sports movie. Not many players know about America's favorite pastime and The Beast, if you know what I'm talking about.
The Beast. Alyssa Perella, all ears as that conversation continues on the sideline with Emma Trenchard leading the discussion. We remind you about the Unlimited Club. It provides great benefits. You can vote on league decisions, interactions with the players, and you can also have access to signed items and more. For a limited time, be sure to join as an MVP level member. You'll also receive an exclusive Unlimited Club Lacrosse t-shirt. For more information or to join today, get yourself to auprosports.com. Yeah, the fan is necessary. The fan would be extremely necessary. Amber Hill there, facilitator for Team Apuzzo in the black. When we say facilitator, think advisor, think helper and support staff. Courtney, there are no coaches in Athletes Unlimited. The players run the show.
That's right. The players run the show, but with the captain as the facilitator, both of those two people, the ones who can call timeouts, the ones who really lead everything. I love the fact that when you think of facilitator, Christy Foote said she has that motherly instinct. She wants to be there, treat everyone with respect, be there for them personally, and just give love and opportunity to every single player who she is going to be a part of their team.
Taking a peek at the leaderboard, you see it from spots 15 through 28. There are 56 players in residence in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, and Sam Apuzzo leading her squad to a couple of victories already, trying to go through a clean sweep of the weekend. Last summer, Courtney, a team went 3-0 in 3 of the 5 weeks of Athletes Unlimited. Sam Apuzzo, a driving force for her team. Taylor Marino making her way back to the goal. She has been sturdy between the pipes. Molly Doherty is her backup. Molly Wolf is backing up Kaylee Waters this afternoon in the gold.
Joe, let's see if you can remember this one. What color jersey was the team wearing who went 3-0 to begin season 1?
Gold.
There you go.
Gold, 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 gold. Gold was a good bet.
So Orange has the opportunity at this point.
It was always a good bet, too, to venture that Kylie Oldmiller was going to be high on the leaderboard. We wish Kylie all the very best. She was injured in the World Championships with Team USA and is not going to be able to play in this second Athletes Unlimited season. Fortunato, though, very healthy and working away from the double of Perella. You see things shaping up in front of Marino from this end zone angle. It's McCool jogging against Warden. Marie McCool with a change of pace. Shot clock's at 6. Fortunato pumped it wide, just inside the 8-meter key. This backup, great hustle for Haley Warden, and that's going to earn her 12 points. Change of possession on a shot out of bounds. If you get it, it's 12 for Haley Warden.
That's right. Essentially, it's a caused turnover because you had the wherewithal to run out the shot over any attacking players, earning your team possession of the ball.
Ball down on the deck for a moment. Warden has it. Athletes Unlimited, the only league driven entirely by the athletes. Season 2 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. We're getting set for Season 3 of Athletes Unlimited Softball. That will unfold this week. A draft tomorrow at 5. Buzzing shot from Apuzzo is outside of the goal. Waters didn't wear gold all of last season. Starting the season in gold, Kaylee Waters, the highest returning player off of last year's leaderboard. Remember, it was Taylor Cummings who was the initial and inaugural champion of Athletes Unlimited. Taylor Cummings, who's recently made news with the announcement of her retirement from Team USA's national team, hopefully leaving the door open for a return to Athletes Unlimited sometime in the future. Kenzie Kent playing a little game of hide and seek. McPartland outside the key, marked by Arsenal. McPartland not able to pull the trigger. That's great defense. Caused turnover for Arsenal. Sending it along. Down the sideline. Perella's speed will get her there first. She ran right into Amber McKenzie. Amber, the co-chair of the Players Executive Committee, along with Mira Shane, whose team was victorious earlier today. Team Reed in overtime. Dramatics in that game. It was Kelsey Huff celebrating her birthday. Huff, who scored a 2-point goal to tie it in the last 10 seconds, ultimately, though, losing in overtime. Geyer's back. That's a tough catch for Arsenal, and it's taken back by Caroline Wakefield, sending McCool away into a 4-on-3 fast break. McCool gliding inside the key. Fires, she sent it wide. Backed up by Alex Ost-Holman. Rapidly, we're down to 4 minutes left in quarter 2. Kenzie Kent on the move, forced back by Perella. Fortunato changing the point of attack for McCool. Marie McCool last year was over 1,500 points on the leaderboard. Tried to finesse her way in against Arsenal. Kenzie Kent floats. McCool, beautiful roll dodge. Score! A whirling dervish again, Marie McCool.
Marie McCool. She is a two-way midfielder who is generally running the ball from end to end, and this is the first time that she has scored in quite some time. Working the two-player game with Kenzie Kent right here. I love the fact that after she received the ball, she didn't just look to fire. Right here, Kenzie Kent with the ball turning, seeing that she's drawn both players. Trenchard for Team Apuzzo trying to catch back up to Marie McCool, and once she has the ball spinning, Spinderella right to the goal. Well-placed shot, nice low corner. But Marie McCool has broken the seal. She has not scored in quite a while, but she is heavily involved all over the field. But this time I think it's a breath of fresh air that she is producing how she can.
Marie McCool getting some help from Kenzie Kent. McCool's third goal on the campaign. Did not score a point yesterday against Team Glenn. Cooling off now under the tent. Marie McCool set up by Kenzie Kent for every assist during this year's Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse season. Aspiration planting 10 trees. Heading into today, 400 have already been committed to be planted. And now, with this brief timeout, Molly Doherty is kind enough to join us with Team Apuzzo on the sideline for a chair chat. Molly, what's been the best part of working with Team Apuzzo throughout this week?
Just the talent. I think we work really well together. We definitely mesh with each other IQ-wise on the field and are able to play off of each other and have great chemistry.
Molly, I understand the 99ers in soccer. You want to be able to do that same thing for this next generation of lacrosse players. How do you think that's going to be accomplished this year?
You know, I think it really starts with this league, the ability for us to get out there, having fans like packed stadium today, just getting more and more people invested in what we're trying to do here.
Molly, there are a lot of folks in this league who have national championship rings. You do as well from your days at James Madison. What do you remember from that time back in 2018?
You know, it's a lot of really great moments, but I think just the whole experience of really chasing something much bigger with a group of people who are working together towards a goal. You know, that team first mentality is something that's really special and something I'm going to remember forever.
So flip the switch. You just said team first mentality. How do you bring that same concept into Athletes Unlimited where you're changing teams from week to week?
You know, I think it really speaks about the type of player you are, somebody who is going to, you know, hit that one more pass to get the team the goal. Maybe it's not about, you know, them getting theirs. It's about the team getting that win at the end of the day. That's what's the most important. So just trying to make sure that we're all trying to make each other look good.
Molly, thanks for the chair chat. Stay right there for a second. I love talking about goalies and their styles. In particular, in what ways is your style different than Taylor Marino's?
You know, I think that we play differently. Just also, I sit much lower. You know, I squat pretty low. She's definitely more of a traditional technical goalie. And I mean, she's really great. So much fun to watch and finally be on the same team as her. It's great. You know, so yeah.
You do the job well too, you know. Courtney has the last question for you today.
Molly, your mom wanted you in a helmet, right? That's how you found your way to be a goalie. Did you ever think about playing the field?
I think I did once or twice as a kid, but was a soccer goalie and just loved the thrill of being in the net and you know, being the last one before it goes in the net and being able to make a play. So yeah, no, definitely not big on the whole running back and forth.
You don't want to be running out there today, not in 100-degree temps. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Absolutely, thanks for having me.
That's Molly Doherty looking on. Let's see if Taylor Marino gives up that crease before the day is through. We can see 52 in the orange there before the weekend is done. This is the final game of 6 in the initial weekend of Season 2. Warden is under all sorts of heat near the midline. Sydney Watson there to challenge. Just 20 seconds into the shot clock. Plenty of time for Geyers back. Arsenal And Geyer's back in the two-player game. Apuzzo checking over her shoulder, seeing she's got 25 ticks to work. That pass is deflected down. Geyer's back keeping it alive. And out of the pack, running the other way, it's Sarah Cooper. Nicole Levy has scored today. Levy would have been Cooper's captain senior year when Sarah was a freshman with the Orange, under then head coach Gary Gate, who's now piloting the men's team in Syracuse. Scotty Rose Growney on the hop. She had 2 goals yesterday, getting topside on Colson. That pass is low. Marie McCool has the last goal on the board for Team Waters. We're 2-1 in favor of Team Apuzzo in the second quarter in that quest for 20 points. Johansen's goal was a 2, so it's a 2-1 advantage late in the frame in favor of Team Apuzzo. Fortunato thinking 2. From the wicket angle there, that pass is low. Shot clock is at 2, and it's going to be possession for Team Apuzzo. They're about to win another quarter. Gliding ahead with it, it's Lizzie Colson. Chased down the alleyway by McCool. McCool looking for the cause. Turnover points there. With the ball down, the whistle comes. Referees today, Bowers, Wakes, Anton, Leslie, and Clutcha Porter.
Love the battles for each and every ball. Marie McCool tracking Lizzie Colson down on that one, almost causing a turnover.
As this is scooped out of there by Griffin, the opening half comes to its end. Team Apuzzo won the first quarter 3-2. They won the second quarter 2-1. The points continue to add up in a hurry for all the gals dressed in orange this week. We are at the break. We've played 20 minutes. We'll get you back for halftime festivities in just a moment. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. There's the Book of Unlimited. It's opened during each opening ceremony. It chronicles the history of achievements in Athletes Unlimited. Plenty of highlights, stories, and events there as everybody is trying to be the person, the individual champion, to have her name inscribed in as the Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse champion for Season 2. This is Game 6 of 24 this summer, and we are at the halftime break with a 5-3 lead for Team Apuzzo. They have swept through the first 2 quarters again, so as a result, each of the players, all 14 of them in orange, have picked up 40 points on the leaderboard. Inside of every contest of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, we're always pleased with the cooperation we get from the players who are wearing microphones. It's time for us to go into the game with the Air National Guard, and it's a sampling of the finer conversations coming into the weekend.
Guys, I'm really excited my dad's here. Guys, it's a Thursday, like, you know what I mean? It's so cool. Like, your elbow! I got 2 on the elbow. Take her through. Stay on the elbow. Yeah, I'm coming. You got 1. I got her. Can't talk too much because I have this mic on, but I have so much to say. Not that I don't want the fans to hear it. I just don't want them to judge me. Center! ISO! Low, feed!
I could take those stuffs. It's when they're like in this mid-line. If I step out, they're getting under me. Does that make sense? Up a little, Ma. She doesn't want it on the outside.
Yes, Britt, let's go!
Yeah, Grace, come. No, up.
Hey, good job.
I mean, that is the biggest flop ever. I'm sorry. That did look serious.
We're kidding.
We love each other. It's a joke.
Coming in right.
we win 2 quarters, and we win the game. All right? And it starts with 1 play at a time, doing it together as a team. Here we go, Blue. Dig deep here. Right, ready. Center, ready. Top lift.
You're good, Lucy. Yeah, you're good. Man. You're good. Oh my God! Are you kidding me? Are you okay?
Good job.
Thank you. I don't think I saw what I was doing.
That must have been something.
Lauren Gilbert telling everybody else, you're good. You're pretty good, too. 3 in the orange. Has had a fine first weekend of rookie play in Athletes Unlimited. We're looking at Athletes Unlimited future tent there. Lots of players from around the country, middle school and high school age, coming to town to be taught by the pros this week in week 2 of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Amanda Johansen, she has been firing up a storm from long distance in the first 3 days of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse play. That 2-pointer is the difference maker as we get set for the 3rd. Courtney joins me for more highlights right after this. Baltimore, Maryland, not far away from Sparks, Maryland, where we are at USA Lacrosse HQ. I was told there would be no math. 3 + 2 = 5. 2 + 1 = 3. Apuzzo beating Waters after 20 minutes. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor with you. Court, not often do you get a breakaway in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, but here's one coming up for Alex Ost-Holman.
That's right. Alex Ost-Holman for Team Waters. She did a great job of setting up herself and her team for success. Taking off as soon as she saw Marie McCool coming up with this ball. Cherry picking in a sense, but giving her team their first goal of the game. And then she was involved yet again with teammate Courtney Fortunato. Now Courtney Fortunato against Courtney Taylor, battle of the Courtneys, but you gotta make contact defensively. Otherwise, Courtney Fortunato, she will exploit that. Team Apuzzo, Lauren Gilbert, who's been outstanding for all 3 games, shows her acceleration is oh so quick. And then Amanda Johansen with the time and room shot right here. You gotta step up on her defensively without giving her space either. Last one, Nicole Levy. We see as the ball's moving around the perimeter, she's changing her position as well. She's capable of a 2-pointer, but stepped just over the line, showing her versatility as an attacker.
Levy led the league in 2s last summer. The numbers break down this way. Team Apuzzo has been a juggernaut in 3 games this week. They are attempting to sweep through. They lead in shots. They lead in all the power statistical categories. And they've been mindful of the ball, Courtney. They've held it in check with regard to the turnovers. Only 3 of them in the first 20 minutes. We are getting set for quarter number 3 with you on ESPN. Marino warming up with Apuzzo, tangling with Kaylee Waters right after this. Low-scoring game. That means the goalies are playing well. 20 minutes into this contest with Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Game 6 of 24 this summer. Team Apuzzo has won the first 2 quarters, so everybody in orange has 40 points more on the leaderboard. That includes Taylor Marino, who came into today the goalkeeper with a super mark on the leaderboard as she's conversing with her defenders and with her captain.
Wait, hold on.
Taylor, we're going to interrupt. Yeah, thank you. Make sure that Emma can wait for a second. We're going into the game with you here under the helmet. After this first half of play, what were you most pleased about with your team's performance?
I think, honestly, starting on the defensive end, those guys have just been talking a lot. I know it's really, really hot, and they're being really good sports about it. The communication is really giving us good looks, good turnovers. They're giving me the shots I want to see. Offensively, those guys are really working and beeping the shot clock and making Gold's defense work for it. So it's been nice. We're just really trying to focus on taking care of the ball, especially with it being so hot.
Taylor, why is it that you think your team has found so much success so early on?
I think just for starters, the IQ on the field. These guys are really smart. They're great lacrosse players, but they're also really good teammates. They enjoy sharing the ball with one another, and they're really trying to look for those open people. It's not necessarily a selfish game they're trying to play just to get their points. They're really doing a good job of working the ball around and getting getting our team some good looks.
Taylor, one last thought with you. We saw you warming up with Amber Hill. She faced the Heat last year in goal. What's she like warming you up?
She's got a ripper, that's for sure. It's been awesome working with her. It's kind of like hanging out with a celebrity, to be honest.
You realize that her daughter's a pretty good goalie. She's going to want your job one of these days.
Yeah, I bet you she will.
Amber Hill's daughter, Jordan. Thanks for joining us, Taylor. As your team has just converted again, Johansen's on the board. She has the hat trick at 6-3.
Amanda Johansen, number 7 in orange for Team Apuzzo. She just continues to raise the bar in terms of level of play. We see her turn on the Jets right here, picking up the pace, running by Marie McCool and the entire Team Waters defense. I love her athleticism, catching that ball. She jumped even though she probably didn't have to. She has tremendous height, but she is just leaving it all out on the field. And she has been one of the most exciting players to watch here in week 1 of Athletes Unlimited.
The goals are piling up. The draw controls pile up. Amanda had 6 draw controls in one game against Team Glenn back on Thursday night. It's 6-3 for Team Apuzzo in the orange. Amanda's a pretty smart cookie, too. Couple of master's degrees in sports management and sports science. Apuzzo going to goal if she can come up with a ground ball. She overran it. Picked up by Cooper. Right there, Apuzzo to redefend, and possession will be awarded to Team Waters in the gold jerseys.
Sarah Cooper, she is a ground ball magnet. That was one of her key points when she was named first team All-American defender at Syracuse. She actually is leaving a year of eligibility on the table when she came here to play in Athletes Unlimited. She was ready for that next stage of her career.
Yeah, it was Sarah Cooper who said, you know what, playing Pro Lax on ESPN really doesn't feel real at the moment. It's real to her now. Scotty Rose Growney looking for 2, vacuumed up by Marino. Marino gets another 6 points for herself with that save, and she'll jog it ahead. She loves to get involved in the clear. This pass was perfect for Lizzie Colson, who spins on the roll dodge, floats one inside. Gilbert bounces wide of Kaylee Waters, in cage for her side. Sam Apuzzo goals in every game of her career. Sam is not on the board yet. Not in this one today. Snapshot that's delivered, broken up on the way by Cooper. That's easy pickings for Waters, and back comes McCool. Alyssa Perella will run with her. There aren't very many people who could stay stride for stride with McCool out there, but Perella is one with her speed.
That's right. When you think of the score being 6-3 and that a goal can happen in just about 6 seconds from the draw control, there's a lot of game left. It's in the third quarter, plenty of time, as lacrosse is a game of swings, and 3 goals can happen in less than a minute.
Kenzie Kent giving the marching orders now. It's Kent splitting from left to right. Leaves it back behind the goal. Lost Holman's pass. Great catch, Fortunato. She bounced it wide. Courtney Fortunato, one of the few players in Athletes Unlimited lacrosse history to have a 5-goal game on her mantle. There was a daring effort from Kent trying to stuff it in. It almost looked like an air gate for a while. Marino goes behind the back to Colson. And further still to Perella on the clear. 3 minutes into quarter 3. Last game of this initial week. Top 4 on the leaderboard will be captains. They'll be involved in the draft tomorrow night. You can see that. 7 Eastern on YouTube. Perella. Pass to the interior, knocked down by McCool, taken off the turf by McPartland. McPartland ran right into a check from Perella. She'll maintain possession.
It's a physical game out there. Lacrosse is a contact, non-contact sport. All of these players incredibly fit, athletic.
There are so many great personalities out there too, Courtney. Kelly McPartland last year said, you know what? I'm a 28-year-old who eats like a 5-year-old. You talk about all the fitness and the nutrition. She's like, no.
I'll join that club.
Natural ability. You will join that club. Well, I'm not gonna put you out on that. I'm not gonna go any more evidence about that than what you just let on. Inside Levy, Nicole Levy working inside that 8-meter key. Perella's on the outside of it. Nice catch there by Nicole. Doesn't like the cross in her left hand all that much. She's a maestro with her right. Ball's down, scoop coming up. Geyer's back finding Levy, and then Haley Warden. 20 seconds to shoot. Geyer's back's a big fan of Broadway plays. Pass to the front from Apuzzo, knocked down, and that's squared up by Waters. Geyer's back says she'd love to sing on Broadway, but for the moment, she's only singing secretively.
You know, I love each and every one of these players who want to do something with their talents. They have so many unique talents outside of the lacrosse field. Sarah Cooper said she loved to play in Athletes Unlimited for volleyball. I'm thinking she's an amazing volleyball player. She played 1 year of high school.
Yeah, she said she was awful at it, too.
You can dream.
You can dream big. Kenzie Kent on the go. Less than 5 minutes in the third. Kent, bullseye! Top corner, Kenzie Kent.
Kenzie Kent showcasing those ice hockey skills yet again. Love to see the flick of her wrist. Kenzie Kent using her teammates, closing the gap for Team Waters as we're here with Athletes Unlimited Season 2.
6-4 is the score right now. Team Apuzzo in orange under the tent, getting a breather from this intense heat in the Mid-Atlantic region. Apuzzo and Waters team against team, but sometimes you need to go the game inside of the game, and that's individual against individual. Marie McCool against Taylor Marino. Just have a peek at this. Marie McCool in the scrimmage earlier this week, all out on the effort on the dive there. And then the response from Taylor Marino into the game.
Well, she's trying to get in my head. She's been working on it. She sent me her Instagram post that AU posted like for her of the goal in the scrimmage. And she goes, "No more righty crippler, only lefty bouncers." I was like, okay, Marie.
I love it. Marie McCool trying to play some head games with Taylor Marino, just in case they were matched up this week, and they were, as it turned out. Marie McCool, you see her numbers in the young season. This is the first week of 4 weekends of play. We play Thursday nights, Saturday and Sunday afternoons on ESPN.
You know, you love to see the gamesmanship, but it is all in fun. Many of these players, whether they were former teammates from the same college or essential enemies from opposing teams, what we've realized from last year, especially Kenzie Kent, she said some of my biggest opponents, they have come to be my best of friends, and I talk to them more frequently than I do any of my other friends. So Athletes Unlimited certainly creating not just great teammates, but friends for life.
Folks, don't miss your chance to see the excitement of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse in person right here at USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. Tickets are available today at auprosports.com/tickets. Check in at auprosports.com. There's a whole lot of things that you can find with regard to these great leagues. Athletes Unlimited, which launched in 2020. Remember that, Court? Women's softball held in the Chicagoland area. March of 2021, volleyball in Dallas. The first time around for lacrosse at Maureen Hendricks Field, just north of Washington, D.C. last summer. Kat Osterman was the original softball champion in Athletes Unlimited. And Taylor Marino would like to be considered for an Athletes Unlimited championship this time around as we are closing in on the end of the third quarter. This is the way the Athletes Unlimited Geico leaderboard looks up to the moment. Johansen stretching out to a 29-point lead over her teammate, Taylor Marino. Still heavy orange up top, and as you would imagine, with a team potentially sweeping through 3 games, a lot of their players are high on the leaderboard.
That's right. Anybody on that board in purple or blue, their games are done for the day. So their spot They no longer have an opportunity to move up, but those still wearing the gold and orange jerseys, it's a matter of what they do here in the third and fourth quarter, and ultimately the entire game. If Team Waters comes out big and is able to finish strong, that could make a big difference.
Very entertaining first game of 2 today, into overtime, in fact. Allie Kennedy scoring in the first 40 seconds of the extra session, providing the win for Team Reed over Katie Glenn's side. Griffin playing a little cat and mouse game with Haley Warden. McCool thinking about the 2. Marino answers there. We began this segment with McCool trying to play some head games with Marino. Taylor made that one look easy on the short side as Nicole Levy brings it back ahead. 6-on-6 at this end of the field. Arsenault and Johansen, who has been the driving force in this game again today offensively. Relatively quiet from the captain, Sam Apuzzo. We've said she's scored in every game of her Athletes Unlimited career. Not yet for 14 in the orange. Not yet today. Apuzzo floats it. Arsenault keeps it hot. The pass from Geyer's back is picked off. A caused turnover, takeaway, and a ground ball for Kelly McPartland. Look out towards the empty cage! Just off the outside of the post. Nearly an own goal there.
That one
too close for comfort.
Close. Exactly. My heart was beating a little faster on that one.
Kaylee Waters loves to get out of that cage and help on the clears. She was almost her own worst enemy there after McPartland floated it back towards her own net. Griffin hovering at the 8-meter key. Johansen pushes her past the elbow out wide, and this will run out of bounds and be a turnover to Team Apuzzo. Less than 3 minutes to go in the third. On the fly, Katrina Geiger. Geiger wearing 8 in the orange. Geiger says she was given the gift of her lacrosse stick at birth. Look out there. Oh man, that was close. Woo, this was close. Right side of the screen.
I mean, that was maybe an inch in front of that goal line, but a tremendous effort by Kaylee Waters. Getting back.
Kaylee was a little nonchalant there. It turned out to be all right. Johansen straightens up and fires for 2. Answered there by Waters. Give her 6 points on the leaderboard. Subtract 1 from Johansen for having that shot stopped. There are quarter points on the line in the third. Right now, the scoring summary is even, if I've done my homework. 1 for Apuzzo, 1 for Waters. Johansen and Kent trading markers. If this third quarter is tied, the fourth then would be worth 40. On a bouncer there, Marino made the save. Rebound claimed by Arsenault. Back comes Geiger again with it. Katrina Geiger hits the brakes, looks for the trailer. That's Gilbert. 1 more for Apuzzo. She'll shake it loose. Geyer's back, then Levy. Crow hops inside and sent it too tall. Snagged by the big goalie cross of Kaylee Waters. Wakefield will juggle it at the midline. Caroline Wakefield, a very vocal leader. Second best in ground balls last year in Athletes Unlimited. We hear the horn for the timeout. 65 seconds left in the third frame.
A lot is on the line for Waters right now. In gold, it's a 1-1 tie. If they can come up with a big stop here defensively and then have that translate into a goal offensively, they will have won the third quarter, which would be huge for every single one of the players on their team.
Amber McKenzie around that huddle for Team Waters. I think back to last year when we were getting ready for Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse, and Amber was talking about her 2 boys, Storm and Bolt. Amber McKenzie was a mom last year. Holly Riley was one of the moms in Athletes Unlimited last year, and those boys are growing up fast, aren't they?
That's right. I think she said, when her husband, who's a football coach, her boys get to be around a lot of those players, and she said what a great opportunity for her sons to see that mom can do it too, but so can women athletes, and she said they just had a blast.
Her husband is Norval, right? Norval was, when last we checked, the running backs coach at Vanderbilt, so Amber has moved the family around quite a bit, and you see her background a very well-decorated player and the co-chair of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse's Player Executive Committee. She shares that honor with Mira Shane. Mira's team was victorious earlier today. Amber McKenzie getting set. McKenzie on the defensive back end with Ella Simpkins, Sarah Cooper, and Caroline Wakefield, at least for one more quarter and a minute. Then we change teams tomorrow. There's a captain's draft, 7 p.m. Eastern, that you can see on YouTube. Athletes Unlimited softball draft, 5 p.m. on YouTube tomorrow Eastern time, with Athletes Unlimited softball beginning in the week ahead. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse has a week head start. Week 2 teams will be fielded by tomorrow night. They'll get back on the field, start working out together, building that chemistry. They'll also be helping to teach the Athletes Unlimited futures, young ladies who are in attendance from all around the country, middle school and high school age. The pros will be giving them their pointers this week. Great program instituted by Athletes Unlimited. Johansen runs it down with that long reach, comes up with the ground ball, flexed it on to Warden in the final 18 ticks of the third. There are 20 points on the line here. If Apuzzo's team gets on the board before the final horn, they can pick up 20 for everyone. Gilbert with some get up and go off the split. She gets doubled, feed it there. That pass was plucked out of the air. Nice defense by McCool. She'll run to daylight as the horn sounds. So this third quarter will be an even split, 1-1. That means the 20 carries over to the fourth. The fourth quarter in a tight game will be worth 40. Marie, we feel you. We'll all catch our breath. Back with quarter 4 right after this. All of the wonderful action unfolding in slow motion. Team Apuzzo and Team Waters, a low-scoring contest. 6-4 in favor of Team Apuzzo. Neither team was able to win the third quarter via the 1-1 split. So this fourth quarter will be worth 40 points in front of an enthusiastic crowd at USA Lacrosse headquarters. Folks, if you're curious on how these teams get drafted, we'll be doing that tomorrow. So that's every Monday, 7 Eastern, for the live Athletes Unlimited weekly draft. It'll be hosted by John Brickley. See for yourself. Find out who gets drafted first, where all of your favorite players are going to wind up, and what color they will be wearing in the week ahead. For more info on the Athletes Unlimited draft, let's go to auprosports.com. Joe Beninati, Courtney Martinez, Connor with you. If the season were over, if this week of play were over at the moment, and all the MVP votes were in, this would be your top 4 at the moment. Top 4 on the leaderboard. These would be the captains who would be at the table tomorrow night. 3 of the 4 wear orange at the moment. Now 4 of the 4 would wear orange at the moment. Arsenault has bumped Britt Reed out at this moment. The top 4, once we're done with all the play today, once the MVP votes are done from this game today, the top 4 will have the chance to be captain and put their teams together. Team Apuzzo has been excellent in its first 3 outings. They won their opener back on Thursday night, 14-10. Romped Team Reed yesterday, 12-5. Swept through, in fact, all 4 quarters and the final score. When you do that, you get 125 points per player. Kaylee Waters, looking for her side's first win of the week, sends it away. The same Kaylee Waters, who was the runner-up to Taylor Cummings a season ago. It was 1,753 points for Waters. That was not enough. Marie McCool, who has one of the markers on the board, 1 of 4 for Team Waters today. Anna Johansen has 2, including a 2-point marker. Kenzie Kent to Ostholman, who snapped it high.
Those two have been working so well together. Obviously, Alex off ball. She's a threat on the inside. Shows herself very well.
Have you seen Alex's mom yet? Because I figured she'd be feeding the booth by now.
You just made me think about that. And now
Alex's mom loves to be involved like in the tailgating atmosphere of Athletes Unlimited. She's the resident chef. Brings everybody together with her culinary skills. Arsenal finding Perella. Alyssa Perella slowing the tempo. There's a 60-second shot clock in Athletes Unlimited. We play 10 on 10, 6 on 6 at the offensive end. Gilbert will swing it for Apuzzo. Sam Apuzzo on the goal line extended to Geyer's back, who loves to work with her left. Levy, who's fond of her right, with a wicked shot, in fact. Gilbert closing, score! Lauren Gilbert gets her second of the day.
From all you players out there, lacrosse players from non-traditional areas, Lauren Gilbert showing how it's done. She is from Oregon, complete opposite side of the country, but she talks about the growth of the game, mirroring those who are around her. And now she's become one of those players. As soon as she receives this ball, she's turning, winding up, her eyes are on the cage. Love to watch her play. She's so dynamic on the field.
She was the day one leader after the 4-goal game. That was her baptism into Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Warming up to it extremely well is Lauren Gilbert. She was a high school soccer and lacrosse player. Could you imagine trying to run with her in soccer? Forget it. Grace Griffin will bring it along. Bumped into Grace's mom and dad on the way out of the facility yesterday. John and Kelly. Grace is one of 5 children in that family. Scotty Rose Growney moves it on the outside. Little hitch moves from Griffin. Scotty Rose Growney bowled that one wide of the net. Backed up on the end line by Kenzie Kent. Closest to the ball on a shot, where and when it leaves a playing surface. If it's a pass, it's just a straight turnover. McCool. Fidgeting against Johansen. Lets this one fly, and Moreno shuffled beautifully into that stop. She was able to get her body right behind the head of her cross. That was textbook netminding. Trenchard showing off her wheels. The pass for Gilbert, that's too high. Apuzzo will track it down, picks up the ground ball in the first time.
Emma Trenchard kind of kicked it into a second gear there, wanting to get involved in the fast break. She created numbers due to her speed.
She was the puppy on Team USA, the youngest player on the gold medal winning Team USA side in the World Championships. Gilbert for Apuzzo, keep it hot. Levy underneath. Nicole Levy.
While we haven't said Sam Apuzzo's name as a goal scorer today, she is involved all over the field. This time she is the assister. The captain right here, her eyes are up. Nicole Levy being incredibly smart around that goal circle. As the defense is shifting, oftentimes you don't want to bring the ball right back to where it originally just came from, but it works to their advantage. Again, everyone, their eyes are up, their heads are on a swivel. Where do they need to send that ball to?
Courtney, I hope this is not an unfair comparison to a player who played in Athletes Unlimited last year, but when I watch Levy around the goal with the quickness in her wrists, I think Katrina Dowd. Yay or nay? Am I off base? Now, Trixie's probably trickier,
right.
But the release is so quick out of her cross.
You know, they both learned under the greats, Gary Gate, Kelly Monty-Hiller, Katrina Dowd, coached with Gary for a year. So the two of them, similar styles.
Marie McCool working in, advancing against Arsenal with 6.5 to go. Team Apuzzo doubling up Team Waters' largest lead on the day. Scotty Rose Growney ran right into the defender, bounces off and fires high after she decked Johansen. Fortunato will bring it in off the end line against Courtney Taylor, the rookie from Boston College. That's a sneaky release there, sent wide by Fortunato. really crafty shot around the hip of her defender. Kenzie Kent now working to the top of the 8-meter key. Bumped by Colson. You told me during the commercial break you've been very impressed with Lizzie Colson's defense.
You know, I've always been impressed by her career at Maryland, playing for the U.S. team. She had more of that transitional defensive midi role, even though she can play some offense. We saw her score a few goals, but her ability just to see where the ball is at, create a disruption either by getting a stick on it, intercepting, but then the relentless pressure. She is constantly applying pressure to the ball, making it difficult for the opponent to get settled and comfortable.
Whenever we talk with Team USA head coach Jenny Levy about Lizzie Colson, big smile would come over Jenny's face. She just loves the way Lizzie attacks the game from the defensive end. 5 minutes and 27 seconds to go. Official Lynn Bowers getting things sorted out on the field as Levy will take possession for Team Apuzzo in orange. Final 5 minutes that these teams will work together. We'll have the draft tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. John Brickley in the chair as the host for that. The new teams will be sorted out. You've picked 4 attackers, 4 midfielders, 4 defenders, and 2 goalies. Remember, there were 3 goalies in the initial group of captains for this first week of the season, including Kaylee Waters, who zips a lengthy pass downfield. Colson in a battle with Ostholmen, and help comes to the rescue there for Emma Trencher. In the fourth quarter alone, goals from Gilbert and Levy have made it 2-0 in the fourth for Team Apuzzo. They're trying to win the carryover points from the third quarter. This fourth is worth 40. Geyer's back. Measured on the outside by Griffin. Traded off there to Cooper. Kaylee Waters in the past, when I've seen her work a practice, she enjoys, I think, playing behind a zone defense in goal. She asks for it quite a bit. Wakefield running there down the sideline with Warden.
You know what's so very interesting is she never played behind essentially a zone defense at UNC. They're very technically sound, 1v1, player-to-player type defense. So sometimes you just always want what you never had.
Just past the top of the hour now. That's Courtney Martinez-Connor. I'm Joe Beninati. Shout out of thanks to all the men and women in our technical crew. All the guys and gals operating the cameras out there in the heat. Temperatures in the mid-90s to upper 90s. Well over that on the field. Nicole Levy has the ball and 25 seconds on the shot clock. Great pass inside. Geyer's back. Did not find a home for that one. Just over 3 minutes to go. A TV timeout. We'll take it with them. Stepping away, get you back to USA Lacrosse HQ right after this.
Thanks. You couldn't stop the play when I was getting my stick on the ground? Oh, I have to move faster when I fall down? Okay, my bad. That is the most absurd rule I've ever heard in my whole entire life.
Fun to go into the game with Kelly McPartland. She wasn't having a lot of fun with the officials there, though. She was putting up a little bit of a complaint.
That's right. You can tell the college coaches from those who aren't. They're used to kind of giving the business to the referees a little more often than some of the other players. But, you know, this is a player-led league, and I think the referees and the players have a great relationship and, you know, kind of banter back and forth.
Everybody's working together. Team Apuzzo, the 8-4 leader, as you can tell on the screen, with a couple of points in the fourth. They're trying to earn 40 because of the carryover in the third. You see the 1-1. Folks, we want to let you know about Aspiration Assists during this year, Athletes Unlimited's lacrosse season. Pretty feeds here coming from Kenzie Kent.
Kenzie Kent always looking to create right here. She and Marie McCool have a great working relationship. A little spinning action by Marie McCool, number 4 in gold right here. Catches the ball, a little spinderella, and a nice placement at that. That's the Aspiration assist of the game.
Aspiration planting 10 trees for every assist. Heading into today, it was at 400. That number has definitely climbed with the good work today, and thanks to Aspiration's support. Game 6 this Sunday afternoon, Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. We're back with you coming up on Thursday night. Our initial game of Thursday will be on ESPN2. We'll have new teams. Same color scheme, gold, orange, purple, and blue, but new captains. One would imagine the top 4 on the leaderboard once all the voting is in, once all of the points are tabulated from today's efforts. Those top 4 will be picking new teams for week 2. It's week 2 of 4 this season. We will stretch into the second weekend of August before it's all said and done. We're crowning one individual champ. Ella Simpkins will bring the ball ahead. Ella, who was had to be scared yesterday, taking a rocket shot from Sammy Joe Tracy in the goggles. Sammy Joe was red carded and excused from the game as a result. The officials, Julie Wakes right there, getting things in order for the final 3 minutes. Down the stretch with Team Apuzzo in control. Switch it up for Kenzie. Kenzie Kent getting downhill. Scotty Rose Growney lets it fly, and Marino again finds that right at her shoulder height. Back comes Lizzie Colson. Floating into the offensive end. Slow break coming here with Arsenal, then Apuzzo. One more for Levy. Off the hit, she sent it high. Courtney, you've addressed it. That slow break is interesting to watch develop. This team in orange, this Team Apuzzo, has worked very much in sync on it in the 3 games that we've seen.
That's right. When you look at each one of these players, you know, I see a lot of Team BC, Team Northwestern, Team Syracuse, all of them from Kelly Monty-Hiller.
There is Apuzzo finally on the score sheet today. She has scored in every single game of her Athletes Unlimited lacrosse career.
Sam Apuzzo, the ultimate captain who put together this rock star team right here. Again, as they just maneuver the ball around, waiting to have that open cutter, the one with the best lane and opportunity to goal. Sam Apuzzo coming around the backside, Nicole Levy, all eyes were on her. She knew that her defensive player was getting there a little bit slower. Number 54 in gold, playing defense on Sam Apuzzo right there. And if you give her a step, she's going to take a mile.
Courtney, all of these players, they love the sport, but everybody will tell you about Sam Apuzzo. She's wonderful. She's always talking about lacrosse. She's had multiple goal games in 8 straight. She only has 1 today. That streak is on the line. Her squad is well on its way to victory right now. She has the ball again, looking for Levy. That pass had a little bit too much mustard on it. A turnover back to Team Waters. It's a 3-0 advantage in the 4th for Team Apuzzo. 40 points are on the line, the carryover from the level 3rd quarter. So once again, the team in orange knows when to up the ante. Fortunato, swing it to Watson. Sydney Watson, the rookie out of UConn. So interested and so proud was she to put the Huskies on the professional lacrosse map. Inside pass there, nice fold over from McCool. A beautiful goal.
As we talked a lot about, it's a matter of pride at this point. Team Waters has not had a goal yet, but they are going to keep fighting till the bitter end. Alex Ost-Holman, great vision, seeing Marie McCool cutting right in the middle, had a step on her defensive player. Excellent shot placement. And they still have 1:15 left to go. They can score a few more if they come up with this draw control. And Sydney Watson has shown that she has the ability to get the ball off the draw.
And then you would think 2-point threat. You might think Courtney Fortunato. You might think Kelly McPartland as a range shooter, but first things first, you have to get the ball here with 75 seconds to go in a 4-point deficit. Battle of W's, Watson against Warden at the draw circle, and the possession comes up for Team Apuzzo. The draw control, 2 points for Lizzie Colson. A wide open Levy, big face dodge, walks in and scores. Tiptoeing through the slot area, Nicole Levy.
All right, we had just said that she maybe doesn't like the tricks as much as Katrina Dowd, but she is just as capable. Nicole Levy, love to watch her stick work. She walked the dog the other day, behind the back fake, and just makes everything look easy. Her ball handling skills, her IQ, all of the above, she was playing with Kaylee Waters at that point.
How about Waters? Waters stayed with all 3 of the first moves. Just incredible. These players are so good. Levy laughing with the Caroline Wakefield. Nicole gets her second of the second half, third of the game. Another hat trick for Nicole Levy, as Team Apuzzo is just 50 seconds away from sweeping through the week. They picked up a victory on Thursday night, 12-8. 14-10 rather, over Team Glenn. They won 12-5 yesterday, and they are covering up Team Waters by 5 at the moment. Set to become another squad to sweep through and win the fourth quarter, which they will do. 40 points, 45 more for winning the game. Big bonus coming up for everybody in orange. In the final 20 ticks, shot clock is turned off. It's keep away time. What was a 5-3 game at the half opened up to a 10-5 lead that Team Apuzzo has ballooned in the fourth. Kaylee Waters still sprinting, still hustling as time expires in regulation. Team Apuzzo, a perfect 3-0. Team Waters in gold, not able to claim any victories at the outset. Fresh teams are coming tomorrow when we put together the latest captain's draft.
Again, kudos to Team Apuzzo. Sam Apuzzo, who was able to put a stellar team together, the only team recording 3 wins in the first week of Athletes Unlimited. Let's see what can be created in week 2, as all of the teams are going to be changing again. Some players may wear the same color, but an entire team will not be kept intact, as everybody has eyes to see how well each person did individually, where they stood on the leaderboard, as they think about who they would select if they become captain.
Very good-natured group making its way to the sideline. Plenty of high fives and hugs all around for a job well done. A perfect week in this inaugural opening week of Season 2 in Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse. Team Apuzzo, a 10-5 victor over Team Waters. It was all backstopped by Taylor Marino. She has our Geico defensive plays of the game today. Taylor Marino shifting her weight so well, tracking down shots from the outside.
Taylor Marino coming off a stellar collegiate season. I oftentimes think those players have the best advantage. While she may not necessarily need to run from end to end, her hands are incredibly quick after playing an entire NCAA season, and she's proven that she's one of the best goalkeepers here.
Getting the better of her opposite number today, Kaylee Waters. The final score of 10-5. Nicole Levy had 3. Amanda Johansen had 3 in the process. One of those was a 2-pointer, in fact. Lauren Gilbert, the high-flying rookie, with a couple of goals as the well wishes are exchanged. Amanda Johansen there, towering figure on the sideline, 7 in the orange, a solid showing this afternoon court. Let's review her offensive work.
Amanda Johansen, she did just about everything for Team Apuzzo. Winning draw controls, causing turnovers, scoring goals in transition, giving some power shots, a lot of 2-pointers she had. She was prepared, she was disciplined, and she was a hard worker all over the field, as you can see in this last transition set. She turned it up a notch, demanded that ball, and put yet another goal on the mark for Team Apuzzo.
All of those tallies worth 12. The 2 is worth 16, and Amanda has saddled up with us for a post-game chair chat. Amanda, how would you characterize the offense over the 3 games for Team Apuzzo? What was the best piece of this offensive puzzle?
I think everyone just really holds himself accountable. After every play or every timeout that we get, we come together and say, what can we do better? What's there? Like, who are the looks? We know who can make what shots. We know whose hands we want the ball in, and we try to set that up. And I just think that everyone is unselfish and workhorses out there.
Amanda, you're a former college coach. You have a lot of them on your team. Sometimes there can be too many cooks in the kitchen, but you guys seem to make it work. Who's doing most of the communicating?
I mean, at the end of the day, Sam's our captain, and Sam's also an absolutely incredible, if not the best player in the world right now. So if she says something, we're all, all ears. We're listening to everything she says. But she's so great that she opens the floor to everybody and is like, what do you see? What do you think? We all talk about it, and then we kind of agree on one final answer. We go out there and, we put it out on the field.
Amanda, we enjoy watching the drafts. We'll do it again tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. We like watching you guys get together in the Zoom rooms and talk through shop. When you saw this team put together, as you saw it itemized piece by piece, did you expect Team Apuzzo to be this strong?
Honestly, yes. I was pumped about it. From the start, I was like, oh, this is like my dream team. If I could put a team together, this is who it would be. I've got the most incredible midi line with me, and then obviously both ends of the field are just incredible and the type of personalities that I want to play with. And honestly, it's so bittersweet that we crushed it this weekend, and I'm sure that there's going to be 4 of us that are going to be captains and we're going to be separate. But, that's how this league works. It makes it exciting, and just trying to pick the same type of team going forward.
Amanda, nice job. That was a very, very well done opening week by you. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Amanda Johansen spending some time with us. Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse on ESPN. All the colors of Athletes Unlimited. You see the 4 captains there who started this season 2 of play. We'll get to the leaderboard right now. This is up to the minute, not with the MVP voting. So this is all of the team points, individual points, still lacking the MVP points, but domination, as you would expect for everybody wearing orange, and Amanda Johansen, Marino, Apuzzo, Arsenal, as of right now, if it were to stay that way, would be captains tomorrow for the draft.
That's right, and things can move a little bit. 45 points for MVP number 1, 30 points for the second, 15 for the third. But a large lead right now for Johansen and Marino, as both of them are in the 500s.
Just a reminder, the number 1 overall would be wearing gold next week, but when the draft is executed, they draft from 4, 3, 2, 1. So the positional player who's in 4th on the leaderboard will have the first pick in tomorrow's Athletes Unlimited draft. That's at 7 p.m. Eastern. Athletes Unlimited draft softball, too, drafting tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern time. Been a great opening week. It's in the books. The first of 4 weeks of Athletes Unlimited Lacrosse from USA Lacrosse headquarters in Sparks, Maryland. Joe Beninati for Courtney Martinez-Connor and all the men and women in our crew. Don't forget, join us for the draft, 7 Eastern on YouTube tomorrow. Week 2 of Athletes Unlimited beginning Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern. That first game will air on ESPN2. Check auprosports.com for more information. Levy and the Orange Crush, too much for Team Waters today.